motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. Yes, indeed. We back in the dough, and you better let us in. Make sure you bookmark this site, motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. And of course, when you want to get some cute cannabis gear, you turn to shop.spreadshirt.com/MSM gear. You should be in the door with us, cause Motherhood Sex Marijuana is back, bitches.
Hey ladies, 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 beautiful ladies, beautiful ladies. Hey ladies, 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 beautiful ladies, beautiful ladies.
Yo, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, embrace the beauty beyond the frame, tickle the mind, stay straighten your vertebrae, cradle your soulmate, beat with your heart rate, calm like we meditate, body like educate, shaking the faith, cause we more right and ill, more right than real, we right and real, get it, right and real, sicker than your average, feel this queen, I blow up spot, trust you me, I know you hot, they don't even know what they got till it's gone, and I'm not gonna sing another sad song long, women in hip-hop, chicks in flip-flops, cop the blue drop, fuck the blue cops.
Okay. Yes. So, of course, season 5 is not going to be live per se, but we definitely got some preparation on the motherfucking way. As you can see, Kai Storm is in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana is in the building. Shoot, Fuego Magazine is in the building. Shop.spreadshirt.com/MSM gear is in the building. Everybody is in the building. And season 5 will bring new conversations, new topics to talk about, new subscribers, new money in this bitch. That's all we interested in 2023. Increase in direct deposits, G. Stop playing. Stop playing. Motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. We in the building, season 5. Show up and show out. And if you want to get down with us, hit us up. All right? Later, people. We in the building, season 5. Let's get it.
Hey ladies, 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 beautiful ladies, beautiful ladies. Hey ladies, 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 beautiful ladies, beautiful ladies.
Yo, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, embrace the beauty beyond the frame, tickle the mind, stay straight in your
In that pink everywhere, we got some shade of pink going on. Yes, yes, yes. Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking
building. Featuring the Kinky Kid. Yeah.
Kid in the building. I am very excited to start this conversation, honey. Let's get it.
Let's do it, Ma. Welcome, Queen. Can you hear us okay?
Oh, damn.
Can you hear us? Oh, there you go. She's connecting to audio now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing? We're so glad to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. Where do we begin with your amazing ass? The Kinky Kid is in the building, y'all.
Indeed. And I gotta say that first of all, we're gonna give you a chance to introduce yourself and introduce everything that you do. But at the same time, I want to go ahead and say that I want to give thanks to Ruby Doll. Shout out to Ruby Doll for introducing me to you in the first place. Because I didn't know who you were or anything about you until she hit us up. So I was like, yes. Ruby
I love this woman.
Bring in the whole sex conversation of motherhood, sex, marijuana. Let's get it.
Yes. She embodies.
I love the name. Wait, I love the name. So we can smoke while we doing this.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just
Come on
want to
now.
make sure.
That's right. We all about all of that, Mom. All about that shit. And all about the shit that you talk about as well. So I'm gonna
Okay, so where you are from?
Portland, Oregon is where I'm at currently, but I'm from Cali.
Okay.
And
Both of you all in
I'm
Oregon?
in New York. We actually, me and Ruby Doll started Motherhood Sex Marijuana in Seattle when we both lived in Seattle. And it's actually Ruby Doll's idea, and it started with a whole bunch of ladies, and it narrowed down to me and her, because me and her were the most serious parts about, you know, this podcast and it being successful. And
Okay.
we did, and like I said, when she introduced me to you, she was she showed me one of your lives, and I was just like, oh yes, girl, let's get it. So let's be quiet, and please introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
Well, I am the Kinky Kid. Everybody calls me Kinky. I am a kink educator. I teach people how to have sex for a living. I've been in the sex industry for 27 years, but I've had my own company, Keep It Kinky Entertainment, for the last 14 years.
Okay.
I'm an author, a life coach, and a sex coach. And I love to fuck, you know?
That's right. I heard that.
That was my first.
You missed something.
Yes.
You didn't mention that you're also a rapper / MC, and we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, you know, I did. One of my good friends came. I've known him for like 20 years, and he brought his woman over, and I was like, "Yeah, I do this, and he was like, "Gee, I met you rapping. Tell her you rap too." Yes, I rap. I have music on Apple and Spotify.
That's right.
I had some amazing achievements in my life with my music as well. But my calling is what I'm doing as far as the sex and the relationships and things of that nature. But yeah, I got some fly bars as well, you know, but I'll be 49 Saturday. So,
okay.
you know, you gotta think like,
well, happy early birthday, Queen.
Thank you. April 1st. April 1st.
Well,
that's right. Aries.
My
Aries in the
youngest
building.
her birthday is April 2nd.
Whose is?
My youngest daughter's birthday.
Oh, okay. Aries, man.
April 2nd.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm an Aries. Love it. So yeah, I'll be 49 next Saturday. So yeah, I still write the stuff, but mainly now I've just been doing other things. But even my music is kinky. You know, everything I do is, you know, so when it's in you, it's just in you. You can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? It's oozing out of me.
You're right. And you know what? Shout out to being about to be 50 and looking like you 17, girl. Because I'm telling you.
I feel like I'm almost 50.
Hey, you could have fooled us. That's for damn sure.
Think about it, though. I mean, how old are you all?
I'll be 40 in June.
Okay.
And I'll be 51 in July.
Okay. So, you know, I remember being younger and looking at my grandmother at 50. We're not the same 50s they used to have. You know what I'm saying? We're at that point now, we're 50. We just not getting it. We just not settling in. Like, this is who I am. Either love it or leave it, because I don't give a fuck. You know, this is who I am. So I'm glad to have reached this. Being somebody, I'm a cancer survivor. So I always tell people, one of the things for me that got me so comfortable in being who I am was the day that they told me that I wouldn't make it. And I tell people all the time, don't wait until they tell you you won't live to start to live. And that's what I did. Live now. You know, luckily for me, that pushed me to want to live and try. I was shy. I was timid. I was scared of the world. They said, "Oh, you're not gonna make it." I was everything. I became a dancer, a dominatrix. I'm about to die, and I ain't shook my ass yet. You know. So
I feel it. You gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live every level of this life until it's last. That's it.
You have to. Don't sit back and wait. Tomorrow is not promised to nobody.
Word.
So
Thank you.
Kinky today, you know what I'm saying? If you
Thank you.
Nut. I'm so pro women orgasm. You know,
we are too.
My first book, 365 Ways to Keep It Kinky, I give 15 different orgasms that we as women can have. A lot of us are not having one.
That's
a lot of us are not having one vaginal orgasm. You know, we might get an oral orgasm, and then some of us are love and date niggas who don't eat pussy. I'm not guilty of that, but, you know, some of them do. And then my second book, I'm a sucker because I am a dick sucker. This is what this is what shot me out to get people to start booking me for classes and all of that. And this is what got me all around. And so I'm a dick sucker. And I
That's
love
right.
it.
We dick suckers too, Ma.
Let's be real. We all are. You know what I'm saying?
Not all of us. You know, there's some sisters of ours that just they don't know, they don't like it.
No, when I say all of us, I mean all of us on camera right now. I ain't talking about nobody else because I'm very sure about the ones on camera right now.
Well,
but I'm glad that you brought up though the orgasms because the last live I saw you mentioned that you have 22 vaginal orgasms when you have sex, and I was just
20
like,
to 30. 20 to 30.
Girl, how? I ain't telling you to tell us all of them, but just tell us like
20 to 30, and then we orgasm at the same time, 95% of the time. Ooh. You know, so that took, for one, you have 3 different types of sex, right? You have vanilla sex, you have kinky sex, and you have tantric sex. So at my level, I'm more into the tantric aspect of sex. So when I can't just give myself to any and everybody because I exchange too much energy. So I have a partner I've been with,
receive.
And I had to get us on that same wavelength, you know what I'm saying, on that same energy, if I must say. So a lot of cultures back in the day, they might dance before they have sex. They might do little things. One thing I tell people to do if you want to really get closer to somebody, and don't just go doing this to anybody, but if it's somebody you love and you want you all to get closer, when you go to bed at night, breathe on their rhythm. When they go to sleep, breathe in on the same rhythm of them, you know, and over time you'll start seeing that they, you know, you all become one. It's 2 souls becoming one. That's how we're supposed to conjoin to have sex. So when we get on this level, he now knows, okay, he can feel my G-spot engorging. And once he hit it, then she pow, 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 you know, she hitting it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then by the time he's ready to come by then, we just explode together. So yeah, it took a lot of fucking, a lot of mistakes, a lot of wrong lovers to finally get that one, but it's been worth it. Journey.
Oh my God, that one. So I assume you're monogamous at the moment?
At this time, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm sure that we have experienced some polyamorous behavior before to know. Am I assuming?
I won't say more. I say more pimping. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I'm not against poly, but I won't say that I put that on it. But I have dated multiple people at the same time. Right. I am very. I spent the majority of my life with women. You know, so I've just been back with men probably the last 7 years. Okay. But the majority of my adult life, I was with women. And you know, I orgasmed every time I was with a woman, and I didn't get that from a man. Okay. You know, so my goal was, why is it that she can but he can't? And he got more than she got. You know what I'm saying?
In theory.
That kind of started me on my mission to say, okay, I want a nut. I want an orgasm. He over there sleeping, knocked out. And I'm sitting here like, dude, what's up? You know, so that kind of got me on my mission to start educating myself and, you know, having a mother and sisters who squirted and had orgasms. And I'm like, I'm not having none of that. What's going on? Am I broke? And I wasn't. I just had the wrong motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing enough about myself. So that's one of the things that got me on my mission to start learning about sex. I wanted to be happy too.
Bless you for it.
How long ago was that?
Well, probably when I was 21 is when I started, you know, I've always been a reader. So I started reading early. I remember being 6 or 7 and walking in my mom's room, and in her little chest, she had The Joy of Sex. And it was the most disgusting. I don't know if you all remember that book. It's an old book about sex back in the day. And it was white people with bushy hair and stuff, but I was sneaking there and read this little book. And before I was about 8 or 9, I read the whole book, you know. So I just always, and then sometimes, you know, ladies, that our first memories of pleasure are not on our own will. You know, some of us are molested. Some of us have had things taken from us. Some of us are introduced to a feeling that we don't understand before we're even old enough to know we should understand.
We definitely have discussed that on the show. Yes.
Yeah, and I was one of those ladies who my energy, my aura, I guess, has always attracted people. I have a Me Too right here. I don't brag on it, but I'm not ashamed of it because I didn't do anything to deserve it. But I won't quit being who I am because of the evil or the injustice of other ignorant people. But yeah, I've been sexually harassed and molested and stuff since I was 4 years old. And I know so many women who say that they can't let go and they can't do this because of what happened. I'm not going to let the ill wills of a sick motherfucker keep me from enjoying my life.
That's right.
So I stand up tall for those women who say, yes, I've been sexually molested. Yes, I've been abused, but I still deserve to orgasm. I still deserve pleasure. You know, and a lot of women feel like I can't. No, I can and I will. Fuck them. I'm getting mine. You know, I'm not about to let that trauma keep me from my pleasure. You know, so I help a lot of women with that as well. Standing in my feminine strength, even though it was taken from me plenty of times, being able to regain that and stand in that and say I didn't do anything to deserve that. And even if I started and said no, I still had the right to say no. You know what I'm saying? But in mine, I did nothing to deserve it. So I'm not going to let anybody make me feel bad for it. You know, so I speak on that a lot as well. So yeah, I've been in this industry going through a lot of stuff for on social media now for 14 years. So I'm very open with my life and everything that I've been through.
That's beautiful. And it must be I've said this to my other queens, it must be a very special individual that has caught your attention and that has all of that. So kudos to your partner for being able to keep up with your ass. That's for sure.
Yes. And even and this is the longest I've ever been with a man. It'll be 5 years in June. I've never been with a man this long before. So this is a totally new experience for me. Because I'm not sorry, you all, my dog, somebody's walking past.
They're just doing their thing.
Yeah. So this is the longest I've been with a man. And, you know, sometimes he get on my nerves, but other than that, he's a great guy, you know, he's the kind to say, what I think got me was, he told me, he said, even though I know I could put my dick in your mouth every day, I'm satisfied with just the thought of it. Instead of,
you know, okay, sir.
You see? Yeah, like I know what I can do, but just knowing is enough. And that touched me. He taught me intimacy with no sex. You know, our first 2 years, I'm like, why you not touching? He taught me that he could love me without fucking me. You know, and that was beautiful. You know, to see that I was desired and all of these things, still smacking on my ass and it wasn't about sex. You know, and me feeling like, where the sex? And he was like, you're so much more than that. I want to show you that I love you without that. That's amazing.
Lord.
But it's so much more, and it's been a great ride. I'm like, dude, where's my ring? Okay.
I mean, and that's the reason why I feel like, you know, you definitely are more into, you know, being committed in the relationship based on the fact that he has shown you that he wants to be the right man for you, and obviously has not given you any reason to think any different. You know,
no, but I'm like, I'm waiting too long. I'm gonna move around. You playing. You know, I tried to leave. He was like, no, I'm not going nowhere. You know, even that fight, not the fight, but the not wanting to give up on us. You know, even when I tried. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, look, this taking too long. I'm missing out. I could be doing this. I could be doing that. Yeah, but they ain't me. And I was like,
exactly. It's that whole theme. It's that whole theme of, if you know what I'm saying, you go outside to see if the grass is green, and then you don't even know it's fuck around, it's fake fucking grass.
It's fake fucking grass, boo. You know, and I knew it was fake before I went. I just got tired, you know, sitting here waiting for yours to grow back. Right. You know. But yeah,
so yeah, Kinky, Kinky, since you like women, have you incorporated a lot of threesomes within your union?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not with him. We're both avid threesome havers in our past.
Okay.
But we want to make sure, being that when we do this, that we're completely right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to. We have that bond together, but just certain little things that we decided. And then with me, we don't go outside. So it's hard to meet people, you know. And then like sometimes he'll come to some of my classes and we had some women come on to us or whatever, but I go there to work. I'm not going there to pick up women.
Right.
You know. So
mixing business and pleasure type of thing.
Right. But he like, but they coming. Like, no, that's not how we do that. I want people to
I'll let y'all know when.
Yeah, you know. But other than that, when I think more for me, you know, he want to hit him and quit him. I'm more, let's get one and she be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hope, being who I am and I'm popular, I don't want a lot of different people in and out my bed. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather us get one chick, she could have somebody doing what she doing and we just come knock her socks off and send her back. You know? So we talk about it, but we haven't met that person yet. So like I said,
and that's a more workable
you...
situation to me. That sounds like a way more workable situation to me, where, you know what I'm saying, versus the danger of, you know what I mean, you know, having new people, you know, enter the circle. You get one person that understands the circle and knows how to work the circle and is definitely not coming in there to try to take over your space or, you know, put themselves as first in front of you type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. But that's, and I haven't seen anybody I want to hit lately.
That's right. Well, your stock is high. Let's just say that. We know that. The stock's high. And self-worth is on high, which I love. There's something about your eyes, Kinky, when I watch your videos and stuff, where I just see such purity. And one would think, I mean, the simple-minded person would be like, oh, it's just dirty talk. But in the same respect, there's such love. It's such a service. You are putting people on game. You're saying, hey, I know the cure for these ailments, and this is it. You just have to do 1, 2, and 3. And I love how you keep it real. I think, I don't know. I don't get impressed that much either, because I think I'm amazing. You know what I'm saying? But it was, you know what I'm saying? And that's why real only recognizes real. So I want to thank you for that, because when I watch you, I'm like, wow, I not only am not tripping, but I feel like I'm celebrated. I feel like because of the way I think and the openness that I feel, I see this other woman, this other goddess over here, and I feel very much the same way about my sister Kai that's on the live too. You can tell when somebody has that something, right? So thank you.
I it was a book called Conversations with God by Neil Walsh. And I was reading this book and it got to the point where it started to describe sex. And my spirit, I have third eye visions. I'm very in tune spiritually, you know, and my spirit told me, you know, loud as hell, that's what you're supposed to do, teach people the beauty of sex. I was 36 years old. I said, what am I? I'm fat and bisexual. Don't nobody want to listen to me. And it said, that's what you're supposed to do. I got on YouTube. I started making little videos. I made one called How to Suck Good Dick or Dick Good. I can't remember. It got me World Star. From it getting featured on World Star, people start asking me, and I've been doing this for 14 years, and it's not man, woman. Nobody got a video of me sucking dick. I've never had to sell who I was to prove to the world that I am. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, see, that's the difference between being a freak and a kink. A freak will do anything to please somebody else. A kink, I please me, nigga. You better come on, because this about me over here. You know, my nut is important. I don't work. You gonna get yours. What we about to do to make sure I get mine, you know, but that's what I've been doing. So this is my calling, you know, To even go even further than that, my grandmother was a missionary, and the day I was born, 1974, they said that God spoke to them and said, "Unto you this day will be a person who will speak and teach people all over the world." And this, my grandmother would come pray and anoint my head and say, "You gonna talk to millions?" And my mama laugh, "How you gonna reach millions? How you gonna reach millions?" You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother, to the day she died, every week that woman would anoint my head and come pray on me. And after she died, I'm like, "What? You know?" Now you like, you got this calling. What God want with me? How am I gonna know? You know? She said, "God gonna let you know when He ready for you. He gonna let you know. You ain't got to go look for Him. You ain't got to go to church. You ain't got to. God, you blessed. God got you."
Word.
And I say this, God got me. You hear me? And I, on my videos on YouTube, probably about 2-3 years in, it went from being a kink to being a kinky God. And I stand on that. I am very spiritual. I stand in my faith. You could be nasty and still love God. You know what I'm saying?
Can.
Absolutely.
God made all of this. God gave us every little intricate detail to be able to squirt, to gush, to ejaculate, to swallow, to take it in the ass. God gave us all these pleasures, and you telling me He don't want us to use it? You a motherfucking lie.
Okay.
You know? And He taught me how, so I could tell people it's okay to bust a nut. It's okay to want that, you know. So that's this is my calling. And at first my mom was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this." And then when we go outside and you see white people and Indian people and everybody like, "Oh my God, I love you, and you've helped my sex life, and you've done this." I'm like, "Wait, what are you really doing?" I said, "Yeah, Ma, I say dick and pussy, but just watch the videos." And my mother is my biggest fan now. You know,
See,
so
I love that.
you know,
see, that's the best thing. That,
Shout
you
out
know
to
what I'm
moms.
saying? There was some judgment in the beginning, but then you realize how many, you know, she realized how many people you actually touch and how much people you actually help.
that's
with,
my
your,
biggest
with what you
Forget
say,
my
then
mother.
is a different story. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
And that's, and again, you're not talking about stuff that's like forbidden. I mean, yes,
right.
it might sound forbidden, but it's not really forbidden. This is
Everyday
stuff
shit.
that we all get into. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully
We don't
we
want to
want
think
to.
our mamas or our daddies or our granddaddies was fucking like that, but somebody had to be fucking in order to get here.
What's so crazy is I actually had a mom who did talk to us about sex. And come to find out now that I'm older, she's very vanilla. But they were very open with us. Like I said, I knew about squirting. I knew it wasn't pee. I knew about this. And I knew women could have orgasms. And I knew all of this. So back in the 70s and stuff, I was blessed to have this mom. But I guess when it came out to me talking to the world about it, they were like, "Oh, no, you shouldn't do that." You know, why? They didn't have a you. I had a you. Any question I had, I could come to you. I remember I went to my mom. I said, "Mom, what's the difference between sex and oral sex?" And she, you know, she used to smoke Terryton and drink RC. She lit her Terryton. She got her RC. She was like, "Sex is like pound cake. Oral sex is like birthday cake. It's always better with the icing." I didn't know what the hell that meant, but when I got my pussy,
she ain't
I was
lying.
like, "Happy birthday, bitch."
she ain't lying. I say
Shout out to
hashtag
moms, man.
hashtag facts.
She is a true queen here.
And so we weren't shamed for sex in my house. We weren't ridiculed for it. We were taught about it, educated, knowing. My mom was the first person to take me to a sex toy store back in 1992. You know,
God bless her.
I gave my daughter a bullet in her stocking on 18th Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That's our job, to let them know that they can do that, to introduce it. My son, when he was 8 years old, I have a group on Facebook called Kinky Land. I asked the fellas, "What age did you all start masturbating?" They said some of these men start masturbating as young as 8. So at 8 years old, I taught my son about masturbation. I taught him how to wash his clothes. I taught him that it was normal. I told him I would never bust in his room without knocking. I wanted him to know this is a safe space. You can touch yourself. When Facebook first came out, women were catching their little boys masturbating and putting videos and disrespecting these little boys when your husband probably jack off every night next to you. Right. You know, you should never shame a child for growing into themselves. It's our job
to shame anyone for fucking masturbation. Period.
Right.
We even discussed this, not to cut you off, but we even discussed this because not too long ago, Spice, the dance hall chick, She actually was on somebody's podcast saying that, you know, masturbation is something like the devil touching you, and she don't do it because it's like a ghost is touching you, and the ghost is gonna get in between your relationship. And I'm just like, you grown in 2023 saying some fuck shit? The fuck are you talking about? Masturbation is fucking, it's a stress reliever like a motherfucker. How dare you say some fuck shit like this?
Different cultures think differently on masturbation and how we're taught. You know, I've dated a lot of, you know, I have a child by a Nigerian. He didn't believe in oral sex. You know what I'm saying? Look,
yes, Jamaicans are definitely about that too. Or at least a lot of them was in the past.
Yeah, you know, a lot of them don't do the same things or not taught properly, you know, the way that we are, and they're led to believe that it's evil and dirty and shameful, you know, and you're going to hell, you know. So I can understand from her upbringing why, but being it's 2023, you gotta let some of that shit go.
That's right. You know what, Kinky? Thank you for sharing your upbringing. I unfortunately am one of those that didn't have the luxury of having an open household. Everything's very hush hush. I also was molested. And so one of the advice that I had gotten was don't say anything. That's how ridiculous it is. And talking about cultures and societal, you know, situations that we grow up in. And so I made so many mistakes just trying to figure shit out. And so I think that's what that's the point of what you're saying, is that it's all about education. It's just, and that's the most inhumane thing you can do for a child or somebody that's just ignorant, is showing them the way, you know? Yeah. So
you're not alone.
Yeah, exactly.
You and know, group of 20 women, how many of us in there will probably have already been touched by the age of 10?
Boom.
But we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to be open. Yeah, I've been molested. I'm not scared to say that because I didn't ask for it. But what I will tell you is that I'm not going to let the evil or the nastiness or sickness of somebody else to keep me from shining.
Yeah.
You know, so I want you to know it's okay. I didn't deserve that. And even if I did think I did, I didn't.
You didn't.
You know, I was 4. Mm-hmm. I was 4. You know, how can we want that? We didn't even know what that was.
Fucking nuts, dude. That's fucking nuts.
This is introduced to us at a young age. Now we have this feeling and we don't know what to do with it. So I started masturbating at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Trying to recreate that feeling that I felt that felt good, you know. And like you said, I wasn't told not to tell. I just didn't tell. I blocked it out until I went to therapy. And then that's when all that shit came out, you know. And I was like, whoa. And it was crazy, but when it came out to the family, my mother was like, I asked. I just didn't ask you. Why you didn't ask me? You know what I'm saying? I wish you would have asked me.
Maybe she already knew the answer.
That too. And then as a mom, do you really want to hear that information? Do you really?
Yeah, well, I tell you this. I raised a son and a daughter. And I tell you this, I told I just became a grandmother.
But congratulations.
But thank you. But I was very adamant about mine. I was a protector. That was my job as a parent. I don't give a fuck who come in my house. You gotta go to the bathroom, we going to the bathroom. I got a pretty girl and a little cute boy. Y'all not ain't no nigga walking around my house. Ain't nobody. I said my job as a parent was to protect. Did anybody touch you? Did anybody molest you? No. Then I did what the fuck I wanted to do as a mother. I got you through this world without nobody violating your body. You know, that was who I was. I was raw, you know, and sometimes it was a bit much for kids, you know, because I was on it. But I didn't have that. And I thought in my mind, that's a good parent. Somebody make sure that nobody gonna touch my kids. So that's what I did.
It is.
That's what I did. And I raised 2 who could never say, oh, you ain't get touched on your mama watch. And my baby daddy, hey, you don't have him around nobody. Anybody touch him, I'm gonna kill him on spot. I wasn't playing. And that's so, yeah, that was that. I did it, you know, and I told my daughter, I said, I went from being a daughter to being a mother. I never had a chance to be myself. I want you to enjoy life. before you become a mother. Know who you are. Know what you want, what you need, what you deserve. So my daughter is 29 and just had their first child, and I am so blessed.
That's what's up.
That is
That's
what's
what's
up.
up.
Oldest out of every
Congratulations.
woman in our family, the oldest. I did that. My mama said, "How you get the best kids?" Because I'm the realest. I'm the realest. I ain't sugarcoat shit. I told them the nitty, the gritty, and the shitty. You hear me? This
That's
world
right.
ain't nothing nice. It will chew you up and spit you out.
Wow.
So you got to
That's
be
that's
this
exactly
motherfucker.
how I raised my kids.
Yeah.
When it came to, especially when it came to marijuana, I wanted to make sure that they understood. No, your mama's not a crackhead. Your mama love weed, but she ain't no crackhead. She's gonna take care of you. She gonna make sure you stay pretty. She gonna make sure you eat. She gonna make sure the bills pay. But when she
That's
in
right.
her corner smoking her blunt, just don't bother her, because you might get smacked. I'm just
For me,
let's
I didn't
approach
start-
me in a safe way. You feel me? But
I didn't start smoking till I was 21. And that was a big thing for me with my children. I never told them not to smoke because I smoked every day of their life. But what I did ask, well, every day of my after 21 with my daughter. But anyway,
right.
But what I did tell them, wait till you're 21. When I see people who started before that, then they were more prone to get put into other things because you burnt out by the weed by the time you're 18, 19. Now they're going to give you this wiki stick. Now they're going to give you this and they're going to tell you to hit that. So I said, I just want you all to choose. So yeah, I never was against it. Just wait till you grown. That's all I'm asking. So I think that, so that happened for me and I was okay with it. My daughter doesn't. They like edibles and my son does, but hey, they're doing their thing,
They're grown.
I'm okay with that. And it's totally different now that, it's legal in most states now. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally different now than it was. So that ideology of being something bad isn't there like it used to be. So yeah.
Yeah. And then the thing is, I just, showing, because with my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's 25. She smokes her smoking level is definitely as high as mine. But I always showed her, you know what I'm saying? Yes, your mama smoked weed, but she's been a responsible weed smoker all her life. So therefore, that's how she lives her shit. You know what I'm saying? She all she does is work and fucking travel. And no kids and don't even want
that beautiful? How old were you when you had her?
25.
Okay, that was your first?
That was my first.
Okay, so yeah, you were a little older. Like I said, I was 18. So for me my son is 21, my daughter is 29. They beat me. That's that's how you just. I want you to be better than I was.
That's right.
So
yes.
That's a beautiful thing for me. Hey, I did that. I'm okay. They both, I did it, I can live now. I was afraid of being an empty nester. Now I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do. I ain't got no kids to look at.
And you're still fulfilling missions. That's what's up.
You absolutely are.
Yeah. I was gonna ask as well, were you a single mom when you had them?
Yes.
Okay.
With my daughter, I thought I was in love, but that wasn't love. I had a baby by a man I didn't even know, and that's one of my things I tell women: get to know him, Right. And if I knew him, I would have never chose him to be my baby daddy. Right. I didn't know him. I liked him, but I didn't know shit about him. And my son's father, at the time, I actually had a girlfriend. And he was a friend of mine who was good to me, just a man, pretty, nice man, spoiled my pretty ass. Right. And I was sick and I was like, look, I need some sperm. And he was like, no, I was like, give me some sperm. And finally I convinced him to give me some sperm. So my son's father was just a sperm donator.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful.
So when my son, me and my ex-girlfriend raised my son, but his father was in his life as well. So yeah. So
it's a beautiful thing. Families come in all shapes, colors, dynamics. And I love the fact that you can build your family and have it be what you want. So one thing that I did realize, one perk about because I'm a new single mom, okay? So going through the thick of it and everything, it's like, well, at least I have a dictatorship. Right now, my word goes. I don't have to ask anybody about their advice on anything. But at the same time, it's like, my mental health is like my priority, you know?
Right.
And I think that that's important. I think you talk a lot about that, as we should. But the main thing is I can't bullshit myself. And I love the fact that this podcast, for example, Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana, has really, in a lot, it's like saved me from myself. So what other than teaching and educating people helps you gain that clarity?
Weed,
Okay.
the
Word.
Sims,
What?
the Sims,
Okay.
the video game, the
Sims
Sims.
fan. Okay.
Yeah. My therapist, like I love the Sims. So I've been in therapy for years. And like, why do you love this game? And I guess because on there, I'm not sick. I've been sick since I was 16. So I live a life full of a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's been a thing for me as well, doing that. But yeah, the Sims, weed, and reading. I read a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And by pain, do you mean health related issues?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I have
Are you
chronic pain illnesses. One that attacks my nerves, and the other one that attacks my joints. Like I said, I'm also a cancer survivor. So yeah, I've been dealing with pain since I was 16 years old.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
And so do you have any questions for us? You know, just random shit, you know, from one sister queen to another?
I just, you know, I just would say that, you know, I know you all have this podcast, the Marijuana, Sex, and Motherhood, Sex, and Marijuana. I hope that you all are experiencing the most out of your sexual life as you can. You know, don't wait for somebody special. If you gotta fuck now, just fuck. Get that nut.
Word.
You know, it makes you happier. You know, you don't need love to have great sex. You just need to love yourself. You know, so I just hope you all are having amazing sex. You know, bust
Now
your
that's the problem because I'm not.
So you just said
Now,
that
see,
you said that you are recently. So did you just get divorced or?
I just got out of a relationship, which I consider a divorce, because it was as a marriage as any other one it would be. And there was not just a divorce, there was a disbandment of a whole family of my 4 other kids that I don't have rights to because I'm not their birth mother, right?
Okay.
And so there's just been this tumbling, this big snowball of one thing after the other where I'm at a space where it's me and my little babies. I just had another one on January 1st. So 3
Okay.
babies. Yeah,
3?
7-year-old, 3-year-old, and now, you know, a couple months old baby.
Okay.
And now it's like, okay, first of all, I'm tired and it's just my life's very reactive, you know, so it's whatever the kids need is what they need. And that's all that matters right now. But again, I have this podcast, I have my music, you know.
Okay, what do you do
have
with your music?
Pardon?
What do you do with your music?
I'm a rapper.
Okay.
Like yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
So my name is Rue the Gypsy in that regard. And I love
you
the
send
whole
me
process.
some
I would love to.
Okay,
I would
thank
love
you.
to. I even have a process. I have a song called Deeper, speaking about kinky music, where I'm talking about a relation with a woman. And we both eating on each other like side dishes because we're literally side dishes, you know what I mean?
Okay, right.
Yeah. So it's just just these outlets that I've allowed myself to have, you know what I mean? And that's why I respect my queens. Like it's so important what we do. And sometimes it's like I share with Kai all the time, like, how do I get through this moment? Like, you know, why does everything just seem so fucked up, you know? But at the same time, it's like, okay, it could always be worse, number one.
Mhm.
And number two, it's like, man, practice gratitude because shit could be worse. What if I ended up with no kids? You know what I mean? What if I ended up with a life lost? You
Right,
never
you
know.
lost 4, but you got 3 seeds of your own now, you know? So
You feel
God
me?
has blessed you tenfold with that.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You have to think about that. And everybody ain't forever. Sometimes they just come to give us what we need and walk away. Enjoy the experience, you know, with no expectations. You know, everybody is not put here to love us. Some people are just put here to fuck us. Are you
Okay.
willing to be fucked? And can you stand in that and own that and be like, okay, that's what it was. I don't have to
I
love you
mean-
to raise an amazing child. Like I said, my son's father and me were never in a relationship, but that man respected me and was there for me more than the man that I said I loved and had a baby by. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And hey, you're right. This pussy is not gonna eat itself. And, yeah. So,
Whatever
and
you
then
go
that's
through,
another thing.
and mama ain't happy if I'm not having orgasms. So your kids might be miserable. You need to get off those nuts. You got to find somebody to let that shit off on, you know? I grew up in a house like that. Mom, if you don't go get you some, oh my God, you get on my nerves. You know, yeah.
I
Congrats on
fucked
the
a
baby.
cucumber. I fucked a cucumber because I hadn't, I hadn't bought a toy yet. So, I do what I kind of got to do. My fingers are cool, but sometimes you just need that extra,
You had to get you. Oh, what happened?
No, she'll
Okay.
be back. It's just,
Okay.
but no, I see one of the things that we kind of missing with this story, because I know Ruby's business. No, because I know Ruby's business, right? So the thing is that Ruby's life has changed, not only because, we have had, certain people not be involved in our lives anymore, but we in a whole different state. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of steps we got to get to, before we, what I'm saying, get our shit together before we decide, we find a dick to ride a dick. This is what I'm saying, or ride a tongue, or however it go. But
the good thing about me,
she damn sure need a minute, is what I'm saying. Based on the fact that I know her business.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take that because our friends, they be knowing us, they be knowing. But one thing I will say, I haven't moved out of state yet, but I had a friend do it, and I know some people. And I said, one good thing about when you move somewhere else, you could create a whole new you.
Yeah.
You could be whoever the fuck you want to. Can't nobody say that's not you. Oh, yes, the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? You could walk in and be the baddest bitch. Whatever you want to do, you have the opportunity. That can't nobody say that that's not who you are.
Right.
So whatever you need to create or recreate or whoever you want to become her. Do that. And this is the perfect place to do it. Without, figure out who that is. And then by the time you know her, then you can introduce her to somebody else.
That's right, Mom. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And for me, I could say like this, you know what I'm saying? Because I figure like this. I'm older. I'm about to be 51 this summer. I definitely have done this and that and the other, and glad that my husband ain't here for me to explain how much of this and that and the other, little brother. I mean, yes, we've known each other, over 25 years, but there's certain things that he don't need to never know. You feel me? Straight up and down. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? And based on that, I can say that sexually, I am very, very fucking satisfied. He does exactly what I need him to do, and I do what I know he needs me to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at the age where I'm gonna be, checking his phone or checking his pockets, following him around. It's not even like that. If it's meant to me to find out that we sharing it, then I find out and deal with it and do it like that. But as far as going to search his pockets and all that fuck shit, nah, girl, I ain't got no time for that. I'm just gonna be, satisfied in my situation, and unless something breaks the matrix, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
I mean, I keep saying, if this relationship does not go the way I want it to, I will be poly. I will be dating whoever and wherever I want to.
I feel it.
There are pros and cons with that. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's been I have a podcast, and I had a lady come on who was solo poly, and I really like the ideology of solo poly.
Solo poly, how'd that go?
solo is you're your own entity. So, you know, a lot of times, like when I had heard of poly, I always thought it had to be like a triad. It had to be three or, you know, whatever. You could be your own person and you could date a man, a woman, a man, you know, you could date whoever, but each one is your own individual. You're not sharing with everybody. You have your own relationship with these 4 or 5 different people. They know about each other, but they're not entangled with you, with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're poly. You're openly dating everybody, but they're not fucking each other.
Right.
Okay. I think that's more of my
I
realm.
got it.
That has to be more of my realm because as much as I wanted to, you know, commingle, it hasn't worked out well for me. And it's because this last go around that I had, I was very interested in this man. And I thought it was mutual and everything. I knew about his wife, about his other lovers. That wasn't the problem. The problem is that every time he tried to put us together, no one felt anything. We all just liked him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I had to realize, hey, that's okay too. There doesn't have to be no beef or nothing, but thank you. I think that's what I am. Because I don't necessarily, just because I like women doesn't mean I want to fuck every woman.
Right. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, I like women, but I don't like all women.
Right.
I like, but I don't fuck all men. You know, it's like going to swingers parties and stuff. I've never been to one where somebody was there that I was attracted to.
Right.
You know? So I'm not about to participate. I gotta have some type of attraction. You got a big dick, you got a big booty, but you scary. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fuck you. You know, so like I said, I've done the different things and I know that, but yeah, solo poly seems more my league where I'm open. Like when I got with my guy, I was dating another guy at the same time, you know, and they both knew about each other because when you got it, you got it. I ain't got a lot to you. I am who I am, you know, so I just decided if this don't work, I'm just gonna be fucking everybody I want to and everybody I know about it. You know?
How do you handle the propositions, or do you handle them at all?
For one, I find that one thing I've learned, especially being a kinky kid, is the entitlement of men. See, men think because you chose me to instantly I want you. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck about you. Understand that, you know. But I think the ignorance and the I want you, so what is really just disgusting to me, you know. But I had a video go viral on Instagram, and when I tell you the disrespect with dick pics and, you know, I want you, I want to take you out, I want to do this. I don't pick up men through my inbox. Well, I ain't every man.
I was going to mention that too, because I made sure and told Ruby, I was like, yeah, I heard her saying her live because somebody jumped in the comments and was like, I want to take you out to dinner. And she was like, I'm good. I don't do that. Don't even try it. We might see each other in the street, but 99% of that shit is not going to happen. So nah, back up.
I mean, can we have like some questions first, some clarifying questions before?
Like what?
Jump right into it, really, bruh.
I don't know. I mean, not even that. You know, they just the ignorance, the entitlement is so much to me. I've never, even before I got real popular, I never met a guy through my inbox and was like, yeah, that's who I want, you know.
Right.
You can't meet me out in the street or whatever. I used to date guys online. And right before I got raped, because I got raped 4 years ago, my mother was like, you can't date guys no more online. She's like, you're too popular. You know what I'm saying? And then I was with my guy. We had broke up, and then I got raped, and he came and got me, and he was like, "Yeah, we're not doing this no more. You're mine." So
yeah,
wow, Queen.
Man, and you know, thank you for being so vulnerable. I've never talked about me getting raped because until now, clearly, but there was a time in my adulthood where I went on a date. I met someone off of Plenty of Fish. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that little janky site.
I had to stop dating people from there.
I never heard of that.
It was okay. It's just a free dating site.
It was cool back in the day. I had some amazing people on there. It was like a different kind of Black Planet. I don't know if you remember Black Planet.
I definitely remember Black Planet.
Yeah, so that's what it turned into, like the new Black Planet. It was called Plenty of Fish. It's still on. I think it's black dates, a majority black date site. But go ahead. You met him and what?
And so I meet this guy, and you know, obviously we've already talked about sex. It's not like, you know, anything like that. I I was coming off very openly and freely, but I wasn't wanting to fuck yet. I wanted to wait a little bit.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was living with my little brother at the time in Long Beach, and I told him, he's the only person that I told, and I just felt so embarrassed. Like, because the guy was, and I was looking at things stupidly. I'm not stupid now, but I was like, okay, I'm way bigger. How could I be so weak? How could I be so that? And it was shock. I was in absolute shock.
Everything you just said, I was so embarrassed.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
44 years old. I got raped once when I was 18, and I promised myself I'd die if I let another motherfucker rape me. And I will say this, my family, my friends, my children had my back. I hated me. I was disappointed in me. I couldn't believe that happened to me. And what was so crazy, I thought I did everything right. I was with somebody I knew and trusted. I wasn't with no nigga I didn't know. I wasn't, I knew you since I was 16. You wasn't no, you somebody I thought, and you drugged me. They drugged me. You wasn't man enough to get it on your own, so you're going to slip something in my drink? So... And I'll say this, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. So when it happened, I went into this deep depression. And I'm like, God, why? And after that so we teach our daughters how to not get raped, but we don't teach our sons how to not be rapists. So after that, I went on a mission to talk about consent. And, I told my son, I don't care if she playing. If she say no, you get up and walk away. Ain't no pussy worth you being confused. If it ain't given to you, you don't need it. You a nice word. You want pussy thrown at you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play that. We not going to have no rape. Your mama was raped. We don't go through that over here. You're not going to need no pussy that bad where you ever going to have to take it from nobody. Never.
That's right.
Never. Pussy's gonna be given to you. You still got the choice to say no to it. I didn't like that. So yeah, I just, that was my mission, to really preach and start going on that. And I was watching, I think, this show called 13 on Netflix. And like, my family was supportive, but I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was mad at myself. Like, how this happened to you? You know better, And at the end of it, they had this thing called RAIN. And it's a thing you could call if you've been sexually abused or whatever. Right. And I just say, I had never in my life used anything like that. But I called, and it was some people on there that really helped me, because you don't want to share how depressed you are with your children or your family or your friends or whatever. You don't want them to know how bad this is eating you up on the inside. Like, I hate myself when I look in the mirror right now. I love me some me, so for me to be mad at that bitch, that was hard for me, because we've been through a lot together, so for me, and then I got some good therapists. But those people, they was just open and talking to me and being able to just get it out with no judgment, them not knowing that I'm the Kinky kid, them not knowing whatever, just a woman who is dying on the inside. I was very happy to use those outlets. So I tell people, when I see that now, don't negate those little 1-800 numbers. Those people on there be some real people, and they helped a bitch like me through some of my darkest times, because for a minute I forgot who the fuck I was, because I didn't like who I was, because how at this age could I let this happen to me? But God put me in this situation so I could stand up and say, I'm not ashamed, this happened, and now I'm gonna get through this. And watch me do it. And I did it on YouTube with my fans and let them see this is what happened, and watch me. Still I rise.
That's right.
Indeed, because as hard as it was to tell your story on your channel, I'm sure you helped plenty of women,
men and
plenty
women.
of women. You know what I'm saying? I could just imagine what your comment section looked like for that video. You know what I mean? Like, you helped plenty of women with, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this happens to so many of us. And you know what I'm saying, to see somebody that looks like us telling a story straight up like that, you know what I mean, in order to not only help yourself but to help others is big.
Yeah. So, and if anybody, that's right, Queen. And if anybody,
we talk to these ladies. You know how many of us say, "Yeah, I've been molested. Yeah, I've been molested." It's so many of us who've had our stuff taken from us.
Right.
You know, but we still are made to feel shameful or dirty for it. I'm not dirty
Fuck
because
all that.
you know.
That's
Still,
right.
you know, Maya Angelou, still I rise, baby. That even from I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. I've been, you know, watching her when I was little and nobody knew and holding my tongue. I learned so much from people like Maya Angelou, and I became infatuated with her, reading all her books, and you know, just even Ayanna Vazant, she was molested. You go to all these Black powerful women, Oprah, things happen. But we can't let those bad things shape who we are. I can't help it that my energy excites you. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that I'm that naturally energetic sexually. I didn't do this. God gave me this. Exactly. You know, I'm not going to shame it. I'm going to share it with the world. So instead of hating myself for it, I love myself even more. Word. And I say, if all it took was those two people, okay, I'm okay. Because I ain't never been a hoe. I ain't never been a lot of things, but I am a bisexually. You know what I'm saying?
And I can imagine that you probably get a lot of that too. You know what I'm saying? People trying to talk down to you or trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, pass judgment based on the fact that you say dick and pussy. Like at the end of the day, because even with our show, like, yo, our first episode, I remember that one of my family members literally called me about 10 minutes. The episode was like 2 hours long. You honed in on 10 minutes and wanted to have a discussion with me about 10 minutes of the show. And I was just like, did you watch the whole fucking show? Because at the end of the day, you know, if you're here, you watch the whole show in order to get to that 10 minutes, man. Because I don't understand. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, like last time I checked, I'm grown. Never mind the fact you trying to check me for 10 minutes. Come on now. So I could just imagine what people try to check you for.
Look. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, even dating, like him with introducing me to his parents. When they said, "What does she do for a living?" I said, "Let me tell him." See, because I know who I am. I know who I am. Let me tell him.
That's right.
Let me tell him who I am and what I do. Because ain't no shame in shit I do. Yeah, I say dick and pussy. I said, but watch what I do with it, you know. And that's what my mother, like I said, and if my mama accept me, I don't give a fuck about nobody else. My mama respect me. And when I go out, my mama's like, "Do you have good sex? Well, you need to call my daughter. You need to call me." And that's all that matters to me. So I don't care what nobody in the world think about me, because my mama love me for what I do. And that was the biggest hurdle I had, was my mother. And once I crossed that, fuck everybody else. Yeah, I don't care what my mama and my kids. My daughter didn't explain it first, you know, I mean, understand it first. And I remember we were at the gym and these ladies were following us around. And I was like, "This how they following us?" I was like, "I think they are." So eventually one of the ladies came, "So are you the kinky kid?" I was like, "Yeah." They was like, "Well, my daughter was out here and they was out here bogus out in these streets and stuff." And then they just stopped. And I'm like, "What's up? What happened?" This lady on YouTube, and she said, "Y'all think y'all sexually empowered and y'all really hoes." And she said, "Y'all doing it wrong. You ain't no real bitch. You a hoe." You know, she said, and she said, "So I just want you to know, because of you now, me and my daughter are not hoes." And my daughter was like, "That's what you do." So yeah, I gotta say dick and pussy, and I gotta say this, but I gotta reach those people who don't understand it's so much more than dick and pussy. Indeed. And just because it does not have to lessen who you are as a woman, and you don't have to accept less because you want a dick and pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was the thing. So then after that, my daughter goes to college, and they go and they talking, and their friends saying something. They're like, "No, it's really this." And they're like, "Well, how do you know?" And they said, "Oh, my mom." They said, "That's your mother? I follow her. I like her." They had, for 4 years, I had girls once a month coming to my house, these college girls, and learning about sex and teaching them about sex toys. And that was so beautiful for me to be able to do that. But once my children, as long as my mama and my kids good, I don't care about nobody else. You know?
That's right, Queen.
That's what's up, Queen. What's the future?
We're so grateful for this time.
What's the future? I got so much, trying to travel now, you all. You know, I'm trying to see. I was saying the other day on the on the live that I want to do rep your city, and I forget a couple of people in a city to book some parties, and I'm gonna go to that city because I'm ready to move around. But I'm trying to get I got a lot of stuff I want to do, you know. Business been slow for me since the pandemic. Socially,
of
online, yeah, but just in person, it's slowed down a lot. So yeah, I'm really I ain't done. I'm just getting started.
And
no, you got a path, you got to walk, honey.
Yeah.
And like you said, everything happens for a reason. That's one of the things I say all the time. Everything happens for a reason. You got to do it. You know what I mean? You were meant to do this, and you're successful at it. I even heard you on your live. You know, you were gonna you switch your lives to like what, maybe a Patreon or something like that.
And I was thinking about doing, because I got the subscriptions now on Instagram, but my guy, he said something to me. I forgot what it was, but it was really good advice. So I was like, okay, maybe I want to do the podcast on him. Maybe I'll do something else. So, I come like, look, should I do this? Should I do that? So I like that he tries to help. He was like, well, if you do that, you can't go back to this. And I'm like, okay, you're right. So I have to think about it. So I don't think I'm going to I was going to do my podcast because I have a podcast called Kinkyology. How long have you all been doing this?
About 2 years.
Right? And what site are you all on? You all use Zoom, right?
Yeah, because I mean, we, like I said, we used to when we both were in the same state, we would do it together, and then so now since I'm in New York and she's in Portland, we do it through Zoom.
Okay, because I was using StreamYard and I liked it. That shit expensive, so I had to let it go. So now I was doing it like I got one thing on, 3 things on, trying to do it, and on 3 different sites, and I lost my for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to decide how I want to do it. I don't want to give it up because I know that that's something I do want to do, but I got to figure that out because I put a lot into it, so you make sure I need to benefit from this. This is a lot. So this is all I do for a living. I'm a kink for a living. Everything I do, I don't have no 9 to 5. This is my 9 to 5. This is my life. Everything I do, I sell books, I do whatever. It's all kinkiness. So if it ain't bringing me money, I got to go move to something else. I got to figure out, well, what else can I do? I got to put it towards something I know is bringing me some money.
I feel it.
Right. So, have you thought about doing live shows, like touring live shows, incorporating music?
Love to.
Okay.
I would love to. I have a sister right now that's in the process of trying to help manage me because I've been doing all this by myself. And I tell them I'm not even this not even a gold mine. If I get the right help, I'm sitting on a platinum mine. I just need the right guidance. I can't I'm the writer, the creator, the editor, the vision. I'm everything.
Right.
So I don't ever have a chance to just woosah.
You just need a team.
Yeah, so that's what I put that energy out there, and I feel like I've grown so much in the last 14 years that I'm almost where I need to be. But I plan on being on stages in front of thousands. I can feel
it.
And you can definitely, and based on the fact because what you're talking about is a big commodity. I mean, come on now. If you when you hear things about people, setting up classes to teach people how to ride dick, to teach people how to suck dick, like this you know what I mean? The fact is you can definitely put that stuff out and actually make money. I mean, you know what I mean? But of course, I know during the pandemic you've been having to do it online, right?
I have a kinky suckers class. I have a kinky lickers. So I teach women how to suck dick. I have kinky lickers. I teach men how to eat pussy. Ooh. I have kinky orgasm. I teach women to 15 different orgasms. I go through squirting, gushing, and ejaculating with women. And then I have a kinky tight kitty where I give them orgasm balls and I teach them how to work their pussy muscles and learn the different flexes and stuff to work their pussy. And I do kinky couples. So yeah, I teach a lot of different classes, but yeah, this is what I do. I'm out here. I've been doing it around Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for 14 years. I'm ready to move. So
that's right.
And I'll let you all know if you all can get a group of ladies together. When I tell you if I want to come to whatever city, I can get enough people because I'm worldwide. I'm over 25% popular over 25 countries. Nice. But I'm just in the United States. But I do want to go out. I wanna hit New York. I want to hit Detroit. I want to hit Texas. I want to move around. So starting hopefully April, I'll start putting it out there, and hopefully by May I can get out on the road. That's my hope.
Okay.
So what do you
is
charge? Like, what do you charge for your classes?
Well, I charge right now for me to walk in the door is $500 for 10 women.
Okay.
500 for 10 women. So that's $50 a piece. So what I'm doing is what I want to do is if I can get a couple of groups of people to book parties, then I can just use I don't have to charge a traveling fee. Because other than that, you have to put a travel fee with it. Oh, I can come, but you got to put some, you got to get me out there. If I can get 5 parties out there in a weekend, then I don't need a travel fee. I just come out there, do my, do the party. I'm good. So yeah, it's 500. For me to walk through the door for a minimum.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. I love when prices are clear and concise. Now that's 500 on the bottom level. Anything extra, you guys, if we're adding any sides to that, it could be extra. Like if somebody's like, I want a class, but I want these 5 toys, then you're gonna have to.
What I do is I bring so that's for a minimum of 10 women. Each additional woman is $50 extra. Even if it's only 5, it's still 500. So for me to walk through is 500. But then I bring a Kinky mobile sex toy store. So after the class, they're able, if they want to, they don't have to, but they can buy sex toys if they want to. So that comes automatically with the class.
Okay.
That's included with the class. So yeah.
And have you ever thought about an affiliate program in relation to that, where you're training other people to do?
Yes, I actually am in the process now. I've been speaking with my manager, and I have someone else helping me. I'm trying to do Kinky Girls. So what the Kinky Girls is, I'm good enough where I can take something you do and help you create a class run. I created all my classes myself. So I can take, and being that I'm so well-rounded sexually, whatever your thing is, we can build a class around that. I put a package for the price of the class and the toys to give you. I know the toys is hot, the ones that move a lot for what we do, and do that. So with a introductory price of this, you'll come in, we'll take time, talk to each other, I'll build you a class, and then we'll use my stuff and your stuff to try to get you parties, my name. And hey, I got a Kinky girl in New York, I got a Kinky girl in Portland, like that. And they say, oh, you want a Kinky party? Yeah, but instead of trying to get you can't suck dick like me, but you got your own specialty. So I'm gonna make your special. I'm gonna show you how to kink this motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying?
I got that Samoan swirl. You feel me? Okay. That's gonna be my class, the Samoan swirl class.
Okay, I ain't heard of that Samoan swirl. You got to show me that one day.
Hey, that's amazing. You were just, while you were talking, my mind is just going everywhere. I just need to tell you too, you are succeeding at something I've been wanting to do for the longest time. Okay. Shout out to enticeme.com. My homegirl Tiffany has this program where you have like soirees. So her branding is more like French, you know what I'm saying? French, mademoiselle, you know what I'm saying? And so I would love to hear about Kinky Girls. I would love to be a Kinky girl. I'm sure Kai would too. But no, seriously, I could sell some shit. And again, it's about and I'm always looking for investment opportunities that make sense. Okay. Obviously, I'm sure you, I would love to hear, we'll just keep in contact because I'd love to see what, like your your inventory. And I assume everything is body safe and all that shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. Because on her email, she has her Facebook. She has 2 Facebooks, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, her website, her class website. We're gonna make sure to put all of that in the description box when we drop this video.
Well, like
maybe we'll definitely tag you in the title.
No, check this out, yo. What if we had like a box, like where somebody could buy a motherhood sex marijuana box, and it's catered towards as mothers that are on on the run, whatever, maybe a discreet toy, a fucking joint or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Something that has to do with all of that shit. And partner up with the kinky kid, our sex expert queen, and then even incorporate each other on, because we want to do live shows eventually.
Okay.
I want to go to other.
I would love to be a part of that. You
know what I'm saying? We could be on the lineup for each other.
I mean, because I'm like, oh God, Love and Hip Hop. One of the ladies, she was doing like a tear or a cry tour.
Okay.
Tawana or something. And I'm like, what? Oh, ain't no reason why I shouldn't be out here.
Yeah. You talking about Shekinah? Yes.
Come on now.
Full ass Shekinah. Yes. Apparently, because he's like, what kind of fuckery are y'all talking about? No. Right. Apparently, this woman. She's on Love and Hip Hop.
Exactly.
And she's talking about she created a cry tour. Like she actually walk around and charge people to cry.
Though, like
what the fuck are you talking about? You charging people to cry? To cry?
And that's what I'm saying. I need to be out on the road. There's no reason. Like I had somebody hit me up saying that they wanted me in New York to host, but I know if I got out here, I got fans that are coming almost every city, that are here, and I think that would be a good thing. So I don't know how to get that started, how you would go about that, but I would love to be, I've seen the people do the decks of cards and sex conversations.
Right.
I went to their little event that they had here, and I'm like, man, I could kill this. How do you get
I think it's all about sponsors. I think it's all about getting,
right. And that's my
thing. You know what I mean? Based on your popularity, because I definitely see you're very popular. So you know what I mean. It would be. I'm thinking, it'd be easy to get a sponsor to get
I don't know
you to
how
do
to
it and something like that.
I have never paid for an ad. I have never paid for anything, and I keep saying I was telling my cousin the other day. I said if I just invest a little money. Because all of this is organic. Just imagine if I target with certain audiences. So that's what I'm saying. I've been blessed. All of this is organic. This is natural just because I'm talking shit that people doing or want to do or need to do or could do.
Yes.
But the nerve to talk about. And I'm real with it. This is who I am. I'm not a fugazi. I'm not a fake. I really bust these nuts. Like I be talking so good shit. I get my own nipples hard up in this motherfucker. I turn myself.
And that's how we do it. That's exactly how it should be.
Because ain't nobody fuck me like I fuck me. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
And you gotta love what we can do. I ain't ashamed of it. I get it. I fuck good. But it was a point when I didn't. So I love the fact that I could stand in there and say, you too can fuck good. You too can have an orgasm every time you lay down. I love teaching women that. And my biggest thing, how long does it take for your G-spot to engorge? And most women and men don't know the answer to that for their partner. And that's why they say
I have no clue. I would have to sit there with a clock to figure that out.
Yeah. Most men are done eating us and fucking us before our pussies even get hot. And that's why our sex is so whack. If we knew, so my guy, I would tell him, hey, you done. I'm just not getting ready. I didn't play. I would time niggas 7 minutes, 10 minutes. What's that nigga? You finished. I'm not even ready yet. And then that make them step up because you got 4 times. You don't get about 4. Out of here. You better have a skill tongue, nigga.
Okay. I like that shit.
I ain't play with it. So I've been very adamant about that. But that's one of my biggest things. I have a video on YouTube called Timing Your G-Spot. And it teaches a masturbation technique so you can learn how long it takes for your G-spot to engorge. And once you learn that, then mine take 20 minutes. So I need at least 20 minutes of foreplay before you even think about entering me. If you just go and dick me down, you're not going to last 20 minutes inside of me. Most men don't last the whole first quarter, and that's only 15 minutes. They're done eating us and fucking us before first quarter is over. So it's really important to learn our bodies. But yeah, I got another engagement I have to get to, a birthday party.
Oh
No
yeah,
problem. We
no
love
problem,
you,
Queen.
and
We
thank you
glad
for
to have you for
coming.
the time that we did have
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm gonna
And
reach out though, because I don't know how I'm doing kinkyology. I have to see, and if I could bring people on YouTube, I don't know, but it's so I would love for you all to come on my podcast. Okay,
We'd love
oh,
to.
we'd love to.
okay, so I usually do Wednesdays at 7:30 Central, but I'll let you know because right now, like I said, I'm on like Instagram and YouTube and like 3 different sites at once. So let me try to figure out how I'm going to do this, and then I'll let you know. But I think we have a real cool conversation on mine.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
definitely.
Thank you,
And I do
Kinky.
believe that on YouTube there is a way to like go live together. Some because I have seen that. So
Okay,
yeah, so
have
we
to-
definitely
I'll
would be down for that shit. And like I
Okay.
said, thank you for being on our show. We are so
Thank
happy
you.
to
Thank
have
you.
you on the show.
Thank
Because
you. I'm happy I made it. Thank you so much, ladies.
Have fun at your party.
Keep it kinky, and let's not. Yeah, I'm serious. I want to do a tour.
Let's do it. Real
we
shit.
would definitely
we
be
have
down
some
to do
ideas.
it.
Like, I've been looking for a manager or what's the other one called?
Floor manager.
Not a floor manager, but a manager or an agent.
Right.
Agent.
Because see, I don't want anybody. I want people who only get paid for what they bring in, not what I'm doing. Because I've been 14 years of me putting my foot in this. You ain't about to get off of this. Whatever you bring in, you could get 30 off of that. You know
Commission.
What I'm saying? Yeah.
That's an agent. That's exactly what an agent does.
Definitely,
that's right.
Queen.
And that's what I've been wanting. But you were like, well, what do you do? I teach people how to suck dick. Don't nobody know how to agent that.
yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're gonna have to talk business, my queen.
Indeed. Because we'll find a way. Fuck that. Not because in 2023, sucking dick is still popular. Fuck that.
It's shit.
Very much popular.
Yeah, it wasn't popular. It's way more popular now when our age group were the first ones to openly start sucking dick. Our mothers and stuff were pillow princesses.
Yeah, you're right.
White women suck dick. Black women, we had big booties. We didn't suck dick.
Trailblazing. Motherhood, sex, marijuana, the motherfucking
building. On that note, yes. Thank you for being on the show, Queen.
So much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Lady.